because he trusts them the most, right? And he did not trust Tuanzebe because he had an excellent game against PSG. And the next game, when the whole world thinking, well, Axel going and start because of the game, he got ahead of Lindelof. He didn't start because why? In Ollie's mind, he's just not good enough. He's not good enough as yet, so that's why Lindelof was getting picked. So why did you start him today? All of a sudden he get good? Why? Because you want to get Lindelof a rest? No, it's not about getting Lindelof a rest, right? Let me secure the group. And after we secure the group, then you make changes to suit, right? So in terms of that, was complacency with all the decision making and how we pick this squad today.
I agree with it to an extent, but disagree with you on our next front there. I mean, anyway, everybody welcome to All in All United. All realize me and Nico at it already because I mean today was a real disappointing performance. Every aspect of the field, every aspect from the coaching, you understand, from the bench, straight like everybody went into the game today thinking it was a fat match. And we saw the attitude as to how the guys played. You know, I mean, could even Nico was questioning the team selection.
I want you guys' opinion on it. I definitely want you guys' opinion.
Yeah, but I am saying that not. I mean, the attitude of the players versus the team selection is my argument. I cannot bash the team selection because I think we had enough quality on the field to beat Basaksehir. That is what I am saying. And again, I will tell you, similarly to Arsenal, people coming after the fact and saying that Ollie chose the wrong team, Ollie got his tactics wrong. And I am saying, when Ollie had announced the team sheet, who was against Arsenal talking about? Who was, nah man, oh God, nah. Everybody was glad about our team sheet. But then again, no manager is going into a dressing room, into a game and say, don't forget we have Basaksehir Champions League come Wednesday, so don't play too hard. Take it light. Similarly, I do not think when Ollie went into the dressing room today and he started the game, Ollie said, don't forget we are Everton 8:30 Saturday morning. Don't play too hard. That is not what the manager did. Right? I have a hard time. I'm not saying Ollie don't have his responsibility to take, because Ollie making some wrong calls. And I had an issue with the substitutions Ollie made on Sunday. And I have an issue again today with the substitutions Ollie made today as well, right? But what I am saying is when you considered Basaksehir, we knew going into this game, Nico, that Basaksehir was going to sit down, low block, and play on the counter, right? Let me finish. When I saw the team sheet, I was like, okay, because we keep talking about against low block teams, they don't want to play runners who are going to run behind, who don't have the kind of guile to break down and do trickery. So when I saw Mata, when I saw Van de Beek, when I saw Martial, when I saw Rashford, I was like, I see what he's trying to do, right? I see what he's trying to do. He was, in my opinion, Ollie would have started with a 4-3-3 as Matic as the single pivot, right? They're going to more than likely play one man on top, which I think Tuanzebe should be able to deal with, right? And everybody else was going to be back and forth. And we have Wan-Bissaka, who's one of the best 1v1 defenders. You know what I'm saying? We have Maguire, who will clean up after Shaw. And we still have Bruno, who will get some industry in the middle of the park, right? So I am thinking, when I saw the starting lineup, I understand what Ollie trying to do. Now, you telling me that Ollie should have go with a full-strength team. Now, everything had to be looked at in perspective. Because at the same time, come Saturday, the first game at the match day in the Premiership, you have high-flying Everton. So you have to be able to manage a squad properly. The players, Nico, in my opinion, the players have to take responsibility. The players have to step up. I am telling you, I don't think Ollie went in there and said, Ollie, if we lost that nothing, we have 6 points on the board already. That is not what happened. My thing is, as I always say, mistakes costing us. Those guys aren't going out there and executing the game plan. And that is what happened today. Whether you play Lindelof and Maguire, Tuanzebe and Lindelof, Pogba, Cavani, Black Panther, the players are not executing the game plan. I'm not saying Ollie guilt-free, But I am saying, for the most part, them players had to take responsibility because all you didn't tell them go there and play that kind of shit. And when you take in a corner, Maguire and Tuanzebe in the box, and nobody looking like they're tracking back Maguire, Matic stand up there, Dembaba behind and he clueless, one ball over the top and Dembaba through on goal. You telling me that all you tell them to go there and do? No, man. We have enough quality. We have enough quality in that team to go out there and play well enough not to lose against Basaksehir today.
All right, I hear you. And you know where I started with? The attitude of the players is not where it's supposed to be. And where you feel that starting from? You feel that starting from the players? That's starting from the decisions of the manager. That's starting from the attitude of the manager and the players feeding off of the attitude of the manager, right? Because at the end of the day, right, and as we were talking from before, the decision to play Henderson alone, and I spoke about it in the review after the Leipzig game, right? We don't get complacent, right, and go there with complacency. And I'm telling you, there were complacency. There were complacency from the team sheet. And I am head on that. Here what? If Oli did say here what, fellas, we almost in the next round of the Champions League, right? Let me go strong, right, and let me win this game. Let me pick it here, because you know why? You're not playing Dean Henderson in the cup in the Premier League, right? So you're only playing him in the cup games, which we say is lower levels. So how it is all of a sudden he good enough to play today, right? As we were saying before, Axel had an excellent game against PSG, but the following games, which we thought he would have started, he didn't start. That means he was not the preferred choice. Yes, we know he had to rotate, but this is the Champions League. You don't take the Champions League for granted. These teams are in the Champions League for a reason, right? And to me, Oli took this team for granted because I watched that team play against PSG. And PSG was lucky to come up with that 2-0 victory. And I was saying, I was just hoping that Oli would take this team for granted. And he did with that lineup today because we had no midfield. We had no spine at all, right? Players didn't know who they were to mark because for Matic to be the one scampering, trying to get behind Dembaba. That is the attitude from the dressing room. That is the attitude how we started the game because we saying it's a cakewalk. We saying it's a cakewalk and the teams are big side. So everybody now went in that complacency train from the get-go from what the instructions, not the instruction, or maybe the intensity of the instruction from the manager, right? And I telling you, if we went out there focused, right? If Oli went out there focused and to take away complacency and say, here, our fellas, we're going with a strong team, then we win this game early. And we talk about this already. Go out with our team, win the game early, and if you want to rest men because you have 5 subs, take off men and put on men. And yes, you would have say, all right, yes, Van der Beek and Mata and Bruno or whoever it is, but you didn't see no kind of structure from that team today. And that is not the team. That had to be from the manager. That team had no structure. They went out there because they thinking is a cakewalk and men just doing what they want.
Mark said something, Nico, right? You're talking about sending a message based on their selection, right? Against Arsenal, right? We could argue that is our strongest team to play against Arsenal Sunday.
I had no complaints about the team against Arsenal.
Right? No. I had
complaints about the substitutions.
Right. Yeah. And the substitutions, we always, since before we have an issue with Oli and he timing our substitutions, sometimes he substitution choices. But what I'm talking about is when that team was selected Sunday and that team went out to play Arsenal, nobody had anything to say about sending the wrong message. Nobody had nothing to say about complacency. No. But didn't that team show the same kind of complacency that we saw today come Sunday, where we couldn't string any kind of problem and we were under pressure against Arsenal? So what I'm telling you, Nico, it has nothing to do with picking Henderson over there here is a signal to the player that we're going to approach the game casual from the
Of
manager.
course,
That is not
psychologically,
that.
yes. Psychologically,
What I
yes.
am
Because he's
saying,
not starting in the Premier League. He's not
no, man.
that Champions League game. He only
No.
played in some games where you think that is his level, right? And he's not better than the here. So then why play him in a Champions League game? Champions League game. Psychologically, that telling the team that this side is a big side. So for the coach to see that, because the coach would have done his homework on the team and realize that this cake is a big side, we could play Henderson. So if we can play Henderson, then we could go out there and freestyle. And that the mentality the team went out with today. They went on to freestyle. Because here I say, no, we really had to be serious. For Dembaba to have so much space, and the space was in our own half. With
you blaming
is the mentality the team went out with. Because if it was, let me say, if it was Mbappe or if it was Neymar, right, would Dembaba be so free? Let me be serious now. Would Dembaba be so free? If it was
I'm saying, Nico,
Paulseno from RB Leipzig,
right.
Would he have been so free?
What I am saying.
No, you see, tell me now, would they have been so free?
Yeah, but you're not listening to what I'm saying because that question.
The answer would be no. So you know why? Because of complacency. Dembaba old and he's slow, he can't do nothing. So
you telling me, right? As a footballer on the field, I have to be thinking for myself. The manager can be thinking for me on the field. As I said before earlier in the review, Oli would not have gone into the dressing room, starting up this game and said, fellas, let me just maybe 90 minutes now. He would not have said that. Obviously, the team would have prepared for the game. And we've seen so many times before, Nico, where you will go into a game with a plan and errors, foolish, clumsy decisions made by your players will mess up the entire game plan. So what I am saying, the fact De Gea or Henderson, two are very good goalkeepers. That does not change the fact that a simple error was made from a corner where my two centre backs were in the box. And even if, let me say, designated when we're going for a corner, the two centre backs go into the box, then your wing back's supposed to come back for cover. Nobody did it. You telling me that because Oli put Dean Henderson in the goal? That is nonsense.
But listen, what I'm saying, right? It stemmed from that. And
no, man.
If it was Mbappe, or if it was Neymar, or if it was Di Maria, did I never be free? So how it is that man so free? How it is that man could have been so free?
That is the question. And this is the question that we want to talk about.
All right, the second goal. You see that second goal?
What happened in the second goal? So you can tell me now.
You see how we was defending for that second goal or not? Wherever men marking the serve or three men marking the serve there. And yes, we know it's a counter. Yes, we know we lose the ball. But still, it had no structure in the team. And you can't tell me that the mentality the team come out with. It was
Nico, we watch football all the time, and we don't only watch Man United play. And it's had plenty times we watch so many other top quality teams. You understand? Get skin out.
But so much time in one game and in one half.
Yeah. You didn't watch last year Champions League when Bayern play Barca. You didn't watch that game, or?
Oh gosh.
No. We're talking about complacency thing here. We're talking about Barca versus Bayern.
But that Barcelona team, everybody know that Barcelona team needed revamping.
You're shifting the goalpost.
Barcelona could have played the best and they couldn't beat Bayern.
But we're talking about complacency here, right? Because when they consider some of the goals Barcelona conceded, it was very, very slack. I'm not going to say, well, the reason why them conceded
Bayern wear them down to do that.
Oh gosh, Nico, man. You're
shifting
the goalpost.
No, today was complacency. I tell you, and it's not from the
I don't have a problem with that. But what I'm saying is, I cannot blame. What I will blame Oli for is certain in-game decisions and substitutions he made later down. But in terms of the team sheet and game plan, as I said before, I don't think any manager will tell a team, go out and lose. What I'm saying is when you put out the team sheet, and we always talk about, Dean Henderson is there to push De Gea. Sergio Romero wasn't giving him that kind of push. And we know when Dean Henderson gave chances because he knew he had to stake his claim for a #1 spot. Hold on. So then now you're telling me because this man come out now, complacency run straight through the team. This is the same Tuanzebe. This is the same Tuanzebe that had a masterclass against Mbappe.
And we didn't see him after that. We didn't see him after that today.
But we're talking about the fact that the man was given the opportunity against a big team to play against one of the most defenders attackers in the world.
We didn't have that choice. We didn't have that choice.
But Lindelof injured.
But Lindelof injured? Well,
yeah, Lindelof injured. But Lavido, that's not the point. What I'm saying is that you're talking about certain decisions signaling complacency, and all I'm saying is no, that can't always be the case.
Well, then play Henderson against Everton. If it's not complacency, play Henderson, because you know why you're saving your top keeper, right? Or the keeper you rank as the #1 for Everton, right? So now play Henderson against Everton, and then we'll say, here what is not complacency.
I can't agree with your argument.
I the only thing could justify that. If you play Henderson against Everton, then we could say it's not complacency. Because if it was not complacency, you'd have studied here. And you can't tell me the hair tired. Oh God, come now, man.
I never said the hair tired.
No, I don't want Ollie. I don't want Ollie.
Right.
You can't tell me the hair tired.
All I'm saying is this is your opportunity to step up. You came in. And I guess responding here because for the sake of the argument, but I don't agree that bringing Dean Henderson in was any signal of complacency. What I am telling you, Nico, is as we've seen so many times before, the players will go out there, sometimes even the best possible 11 they could put out will go out there, and we could argue complacency with the kind of nonsense that them fellas has been doing on the field. When I saw the team sheet, and I'll say it again for the benefit of those who just come in, when I saw the team sheet, I was saying, you know what? I could understand why Ollie would have gone with this team. Simple errors in the game is what cost us. You telling me because Ollie played Tuanzebe and because Ollie played Dean Henderson in goal, that is why men make stupid decisions on the field. That is why we had two. But no, let me finish. That's why we had Maguire and Tuanzebe in the box for a corner, and Matic not taking time to track here.
That could be Matic, man.
All right, if it's not Matic, man, but why Basaksehir wasn't there, or why Shaw wasn't covering the second goal as well? The pass Van de Beek made to Bruno. Bruno forced the pass to Mata. You telling me that because Tuanzebe and Henderson play? What I am telling you, Nico, as I've always said, this team, this blow hot and cold. Sometimes they don't know which Man United team going to show up. Whether you select your strongest 11, whether you rotate, whatever. Sometimes you don't know which United team going to show because something wrong with the mentality of we players is what annoying me the most. With that team lacking mentality.
So it's something, some water that drinking in Manchester, and so is
I don't know. Watch Nico. Watch Bruno. Since we signed Bruno. Who's this fella Bruno now? What going with Bruno?
Yeah, because you started up to the level of the rest of them. But what I say, right? What I say now, Reams, right? Any top managers, we being honest, I'm not heavy now only to say, well, Ollie out, eh? You know what I mean? I am not road yet, right? But most managers, when they're making changes, especially to the goalkeeper, they just make sure the centre-back pairing is the centre-back pairing that he preferred centre-back pairing most of the time. You don't change a goalkeeper and another central defender at the same time. You try to add that stability and that protection, right? Because you never know what I mean in terms of how the goalkeeper will handle it because it's not a custom play at that level. So you stay with your base defense and you change your goalkeeper, right? You don't freestyle with changes. So, and that happened today, and I tell you that show of the chemistry of our whole team. That show of the chemistry of our team today. No top managers should be changing centre back and goalkeeper wholesale. So, and it's not a cup game. When I say a cup game, a league game in England, we're playing a team in League One and League Two and all kind of things. Only there to see that kind of changes in top championships and in Champions League games. They don't change centre back and goalkeeper at the same time, and you're gonna play a big. You don't do that. Especially if you don't have a choice. I don't know if you ever said before, but I never said before. If you don't have a choice and due to injury, right, that is why I had to switch out your goalkeeper and your main central defender. I would agree with that. But if any one of them is fit, you don't change things like that. And the moment you start to do that, there is complacency stepping in.
I don't know. I don't know.
If you ever see that, tell me. Tell me if you ever see you ever see Bayern Munich, you ever see Real Madrid, you ever see whoever else, right? Change a goalkeeper and the centre back in the same game. And it's not due to injury. You don't see that. Because that is show of the balance and the chemistry of the whole team. And we saw that today. And that was complacency.
I think Nico, is only because we lose that this thing we're talking about rotating and complacency at factoring in. Because had we not lost this game, you would not be saying that as a issue.
Of course not. Of course not. But with a dodge bullet.
Right.
But what I'm saying, with a dodge bullet. But if you want to make changes, let me make changes when the thing's safe. Don't make changes when you're unsure, right? Don't make changes when you're unsure of a team, right? Or you're unsure of the rest of the results. So go, let me make it safe and then make changes now. Oh gosh, right? Change back if you want, right? You could do what you want, but at the same time, let me keep that foundation that we had working for us until we're safe. And after that, you could tinkle with your foundation. But you see that foundation that you interfere with today was what cost us the game.
All right, no, fair enough. Fair enough.
What you see? Yeah.
Dwayne, welcome, man. Jody, welcome. Davian, welcome, buddy. Dwayne saying, brothers, I'm very disappointed and fed up at the same time.
All of us.
And Jody saying, all he thought this side was a run over side.
Exactly. Complacency. Exactly. You go with that freestyle team. That team was a freestyle team. Because I really are telling you, for Dembaba to be inside our own half, right? About 4 or 5 yards or even more in our own half and still free. Then we went into the freestyle. Because if it was Mbappe or Neymar or whoever else, they would have never be so free. So how is Dembaba gonna be so free? Because you know why? They think he was not threat. Right?
I really see it different, Nico, but I respect your opinion.
I hear you.
Because I have seen in so many games, and I mean the most recent would have been, the Spurs game, even Crystal Palace where we would have lost. I have seen where our full strength team with everybody who's supposed to be there, your logic there, and I've seen mistakes similar to what I've seen today. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how a manager making changes or rotating his squad could be the reason why individual errors, as we've seen happen countless times, as we've come here and lament on countless times, how that could be the reason for these mistakes. I really don't know. But I mean,
Reem, again, have you ever seen any top coaches, right, make changes like that? Where they change a goalkeeper and a central defender? Because you are just playing football.
Yeah, but
you never see that. You never see that.
I'm not going to say I never see, but I can recall.
That's what I'm telling you. Because it don't happen. It don't happen. Let me interfere with foundation. And if the moment you start to interfere with your foundation, then everything get weak, everything will break down, and that's what happened today.
All right. Anyway, so we kind of establishing that the team approached the game careless. We took the opponent for granted, and I could accept that. I just don't want. All I'm saying is I don't think it's the rotation should be the reason for it. Yeah? But I mean, that you feel strongly that is the case, right? But Nicola, we talk about some of some of what happened in the game in terms of players that we would have expected better from. I realize, and I think you had mentioned it before, it seems as though everybody that play alongside Maguire looking like crap. you know. And something I saw today, we just labor possession, and I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the game today, and it's really nothing new under the sun that I've seen from this team. We take so long in the ball. Sometimes we pass, and decisions are the wrong ones. There's so many times I see Rashford pull into our space and the simple pass, but people dilly-dallying and turning around and always choosing the back pass, the negative pass. In my opinion, how I saw the game, Oli picked a team of forward-thinking players, but they were not playing to the strengths of those players. And look, even Nico, after the game, Martin Skirtle. Now I know Martin Skirtle a little bitter because he was a former Liverpool player, you know. And the man come out and hit me for six. The man say he wish he could play Man United every week because Martin Skirtle didn't have to break a sweat. Everything that came his way, he deal with it without breaking a sweat, you know. And what I'm saying is it had so much points where it's either all six of our attackers lining the defensive line, and then we have the defenders here, and nobody in the center to connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? And I asked myself, this is what them fellas is doing, training all these fellas going out there and really doing their own thing. Because I believe we've seen patterns of play before. We talk about patterns of play. The players that on the field today are quality players. Then what is going wrong? I asked the same question again last Sunday with all we top players on the field, but we just weren't seeing that kind of quality. So I want to know what really going on. And this is where now I will start to ask questions of the manager.
But for some reason, I feel like it has some internal turmoil. Because I find Bruno levels fall off. It fall off like drop. You know what I mean? I think before he was given his heart and soul for the team. For some reason, I'm not seeing that. And I really don't know if it's an internal wrangling that maybe we don't know about that's going on. Within this squad, I think we had a unity in the team that for me and all we're not seeing players playing for each other. Even when we pressing, we're not seeing the team pressing in packs. You know, you're seeing one man pressing a single man press, and then the next man you see him waving to tell a man to come and press here. You know what I mean? And we just not in sync with each other. You know, it real disappointing because I think we was on something real good before, but I think for some reason I think the wheels really falling off on us or under us, and maybe we just fighting against ourselves, and we just not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel right now. I tell you, as a fan, I'm not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. The only light might possibly be a change in manager, because definitely you wouldn't see a change in how much players we have, right? So the only change you could really see is a change in manager. It's really just for Oli to see if he could turn around this ship right now, because Everton coming up on the weekend. Yes, we know Everton even blowing hot and cold, but still is a challenge. It's a challenge for a team that is struggling for confidence, and a loss against Everton on the weekend could turn things upside down in Manchester United.
Because I mean, even when you look at some of the substitutions that he made today, and this is where my issues were. You know, you're in a situation where you're at home. I mean, you're away. We know away ties are not as easy as they look, right? But and then too, I mean, Basaksehir was very, very good with the double, with the what they call it, the low block. You know, I thought Raphael was immense today. Nothing past Raphael. It's like the man knew he was playing against his former club, and he sleep like he didn't sleep, knowing that he just had to come out here and he wanted to perform and show them that all it should not sell me. You know, but we, even when we brought on our players, Nico, we still looked lost. We looked lost. We didn't have any ideas. So, and I will continue to talk about these bad passing decisions, Nico, forcing it, forcing so much things, boy.
Again, you just before that not the substitution at halftime. To me, the substitution at halftime was a good one. You know what I mean? The turn for McTominay, that was a good one. That one worked, right? But after that, when we made the other 2 substitutions to bring on Cavani and whoever else, right? It was Pogba. I think we was controlling. You could have felt that we were creating chances and we could have scored. But the moment we made those 2 substitutions, taking off Van der Beek and who it was, I think it was Mata, right? Yeah, at Mata at that time. I think after that, the football changed. The football went flat after that because I was feeling a momentum. I was feeling we was building a momentum, and then those 2 changes come in and the whole thing went flat.
And I don't know, because I mean, interesting that you talk about something going on, because I'm looking at even Marcus Rashford body language, boy. It's not looking positive. It's not looking positive at all. So I really don't know. Let me get some comments. In Dwayne saying Cavani should never take the number 7 shirts. I mean,
but we know that curse from day one. So we
Cavani looked like nothing today, boy. But I mean, you could say the same thing for all the other players as well. Jody said it's time players are held accountable for team short. And this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying. People only out, only in. And what I'm saying is, similarly with other managers that we saw before, and something Roy Keane said that I agree with, these players will get only sacked. They turn on Mourinho, and I mean, I'm not with Mourinho, but it's the principle I'm talking about here. The players go get the manager sacked because the players not showing up, and we know the kind of quality. And Oli and all say we've seen what this team could do. We've seen the abilities that these players have. So why is it all blowing hot and cold? So today, all look like a real championship team. You understand what I'm saying? And Nico, what is the problem with low block teams that we seem to struggle so much with?
You see, by the time we get the ball, and we know we play a low block team, for some reason we automatically slow down. Right? When we supposed to, as we get the ball, quicken it up, fast plays, right? Try to open them up, we just slow down the football, dead stop, turn back, go back, and make the team is not coming and forming back the structure. And the moment that happens as top teams or most of these present international players, it is difficult to break down, right? The moment you get the ball, you have to move the ball forward fast, and we not do that. We given the teams time to set back up, and the moment you do that, then it's all over. It's against a brick wall you're knocking against, right? So, and that all the time you see, every time I touch the ball, you stop and turn them back terminate the same thing, stop, turn back. So it's right, whole game is done. Nobody has trying to quicken up the tempo to get the ball moving forward faster. And I think that is what had to change. We had to get the ball moving forward faster. The moment we get the ball moving forward faster, we put players on the back foot, right? Opposing team on the back foot, and you would see us creating more chances. Because we are not creating no chances, right? When we play football so slow. The football is just too slow. And you can't tell me that, well, I mean, again, I don't, and not only Oli out, right? But you can't tell me that right through is the same thing and we're not seeing something different. We had to see something different. Look, it cannot be football. We have players who could do that. And maybe that is what getting players like Rashford and players like Bruno and other players upset, knowing that why we playing football so slow. Because the moment you do that, you're making the game harder for me. Then you're trying to turn me into a magician. Right? I had to try some pick and some trick to get you 2 and 3 players when play the ball early, where it has space where we could create damage.
And anyway, before I share that, let me get some comments in here. Dwayne saying if Everton win this weekend, it's all over. That's going to be a long, and after the Everton game is international break, so that's going to be a long 2 weeks.
Lord, jeez.
As much as we love Ole, can't take this no more. So Dwayne, it seems as though Dwayne is our Ole out. I've been saying I don't think the team selection was that bad. Honestly, I prefer to Anzidi and Fosu Mensah in front of Maguire all in the love any day. Maguire is not captain material. He does not have the Roy Keane mentality to push and motivate the dressing room. And I agree with Nico. There may be some turmoil in the dressing room. Hey Richard, welcome man. Thanks for joining. Jody saying I feel as though if we lose this weekend, they will kick Oli out. Yeah, things looking real bad right now. I think there's no when it's it coming to that point when the media start asking you about your job security, because that came up in the press conference, and Ollie had to kind of shut it off now. They ask him about his job security. And then I think Nico, you would have mentioned as well the whole thing about Poch.
Yeah, it could be an agenda. And I mean, and the timing that Poch came out, especially with the sugar games that we have, with definitely we know it's difficult games. And Poch coming out, Poch and his team coming out, they want to eat food, So they're smelling blood. They're smelling blood in the water and they're coming for the food. So if Oli don't turn it around, yeah, definitely next again chopping block.
But you see, and that's the danger of this whole thing, because you have players in the camp as well already looking over the shoulder. They're looking at Poch. They're looking at what Poch could possibly bring. Instead of, you may not be in full agreement with what the manager doing now, or certain things you'll have an issue with. And instead of keeping your head down and saying, what, let me try to conform, because we spoke about, even after the game, we were talking about, then now that the team won, they'll have more faith in the decisions that the manager will make. But when you disagree with something that the manager do, whether it's a substitution, whether it's something that made the team, that may have contributed to a poor performance, then now you had the option to look around and say, well, hey, if I Poch that possibly could come in. So those kind of rumors don't really are good for the whole and the team. It'll make it easier for the players to not give in wholly to a plan that Oli might have. But I guess that comes with the territory. Is Man United.
Yeah. That has been like a vacuum. Boy. The moment you start teams calling or you hear any media talking about a coach that on the chopping block, a coach, for some reason like that has been a vacuum, and you would have said the team maybe does be feeling on that also, because definitely there's been a negativity over the team, and you saw it again with Tottenham. Because to me, Spurs would have reached the Champions League final, right? And they had a big drastic drop, and then you would have heard that Poch on the chopping block, and from then on, it was even worse. So I feel like the moment the media and that pressure and everything starts, I think it has to be a vacuum, and most of the time it has to be a matter of time. Because I can't ever remember hearing that some coach that on the chopping block, and sooner or later he really didn't get neck boss. I can't remember any coach that really survived that. Maybe Fergie back then, would have survived that. But other than that, I don't think I ever saw any coach survive when the media and the whole world started call for a manager's show. For some reason, automatically does end up happening.
Yeah. Jody's saying, I honestly hope Oli and the players can sort out whatever disturbance they have in the team. We really hope so, but we're seeing right now a lack of ideas. Whenever the team plays, it seems so very easy to nullify our threat. I saw today, I don't know what is wrong with Bruno, but Bruno was just forcing it. A lot of his passes weren't coming off.
Looking happy camper.
Yeah. Rashford and all, sometimes when he goes, Rashford not approaching and the ball sometimes with confidence, sometimes Rashford will just bounce the ball back and just turn and put his head down and run off.
And you giving that to run back either, you've seen that.
Yeah, so I mean, Nico boy, it really looking shaky.
I think after the Spurs game and that 6, I think some heavy words would have said, and maybe feeling still total from then. Because we know they have a lot of big egos in that dressing room, and we know fellas like Bruno with hold back. Other players may have, maybe supporting even Bruno more than the rest. Because they see what Bruno give to the team, and with Bruno calling out men, other men we call out men too. And maybe that is what had the fracture in the dressing room now from since then. And so I don't know.
But it's evident that from what we're seeing going on with how the team playing, you're not seeing a clear plan, you're not playing at least in my opinion, the players not executing it. Because as I always say, I am sure on the training ground, it will have certain patterns that the team will work on. And why some games we will see it and it could be easily identifiable, but other games you're not seeing it. It's simply because I don't know. I can't put my finger on what's going on with these players and why they're not able to execute simple things. And I remember I always used to say, Nico, I don't like how slow we are in transitions. And I don't know if it's because of the type of that you have, because Matic, he slow in nature, Maguire slow in nature. Maguire likes to hold on to the ball like he's a midfielder. Why is it you holding the ball so long? Shaw will forever annoy me. Shaw will carry the ball up to you and then hand it in your hand. And by the time he doesn't bring his marker, he bring your marker close. What is you gonna do? And disappearing act. And these are the simple things I can't seem to understand why we're not learning, why we're not getting better at. And I know we talked about this last review, probably the one before, Nico. Shaw, in terms of his defensive ability and contribution, he's been getting better. He really getting better. But you see that attacking third, and I've seen that quality from Shaw at all. And today,
but here I tell you, Shaw was our best player today.
He was.
I don't know who else you saw, but outside of him and Marshall, Shaw was the best player today. I struggle to really identify who was our best player. And if I give it to someone, I give it to Shaw.
Yeah. I mean, what I was saying, Shaw had a lot of the ball. I don't know if it's because they say, well, hey, we're going on. Let me just give you the ball now. Because
and he coming against Rafael.
And plenty of the passes, some of the passes, Shaw trying. How come these passes not meeting its marker? These are basic things. These are professional footballers.
Basic passes that we get wrong. Shaw get wrong to it too. And he was still the man. Basic passes, Jesus.
Okay, I got a comment already. Just saying, but the thing is, Bruno is the only one who presses the other team. Yeah, but Bruno, I know like he stopped pressing.
Because the team not pressing. Yeah.
Right. Nico, you had mentioned that before. Yeah.
The team not pressing. So if a one-man press can work, and we saw you saw under Mourinho, that cannot work. A one-man press, you wasted time.
Richard saying it seems there's a lack of confidence, but but Richard, how that happening so easy? Just week before we hit Leipzig for 5. So what these them fellas is pickles or how lack of confidence coming into this thing so easy, so quickly?
Maybe too much changes. Maybe too much changes.
Yeah, but I think
because the team that beat Leipzig hit Leipzig for 5 is not the team that played today.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you consider the fixture congestion, Nico, I would understand why a manager would want to change his and mix it up a little bit. He need to do that because then players will get run to the ground. We saw it happen last season. So you have to utilize it.
I'm just saying it does have a time in the season where your first team is that I run them to the ground. You just have and you see this Lenka, this stretch of games that we had here, right? It's only injury should have really. Well, we know Fred was burnt. I'll take Fred was burnt because Fred really gave us a lot the last few games, right? But outside of that, I'm telling you, Reams, and still are saying the only reason Lindelof does be starting in front of Tunzebe is because the coach find he is better than Tunzebe, right? And to me, if Lindelof was fit, he should have played today. De Gea, if De Gea is a top player, your number one, De Gea should have played today, right? And this is what I'm saying. If I say Greenwood is a number one, then maybe, and I wouldn't fight Mata. I wouldn't fight Mata at all. But all you should have identified today that this wasn't the game for Mata, and say Mata here, what? Maybe this is not the game for you, and make the change early, Anna. Make the change even half time. We have 5 substitutes. We done a goal, right? So I know.
But even Nico, when Pogba came on, when Cavani came on, again, and this is my issue, yeah, goal down, right? Yeah, this is Champions League. You really want to secure the group earlier than later, right? No, but hear me out. Because at that point it was 2-1, and I'm trying to understand why it is you're still making like-for-like swaps. You did it against Arsenal. We talk about it on the review here. If you're going for it, go for the thing now, man. Why are you taking off Rashford for? Why are you taking off attacking players for defensive players? I mean, attacking players for attacking players. Why are you making straight subs, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And look, and I know gonna make the point now. Look, Richard, make it here. I don't think Van der Beek was supposed to come off.
No, and I agree with that because die when the football you started to see the football, die when you started to see we started penetrate. When he take off, it was Van der Beek and Mata at the same time.
Yeah.
When you take off Van der Beek and Mata at the same time, you know how much you lose there? Eh?
And especially
I didn't make no sense.
And especially Nico with a team that's sitting so deep, you need them kind of intricate players who could find a pass, who could pick a pass.
They don't want to take off as the two.
The two of them.
Right?
And that Nico is my growth with Ollie. The substitutions in the game. You understand? I believe we have enough quality within the team, Nico. When I saw the starting lineup, I mean, just to touch back on our point, to say, hey, here what's going on. We should be able to handle Basaksehir. You know, I've been saying I agree the football too slow. It's pain to watch United these days. We have the players to play quick football, and even with the slow passing the last few games, the passing was not only crap, but it was side on. And not only that, Arvin, the pass is not even meeting the target. You understand? You having the likes of Rashford having to stretch for a pass. Marcel having to stretch for a pass today, how much times? Sometimes they want the ball to be played to foot because remember these guys as attackers, these fellas know it have defenders on the back. So you had to play it where they ask for it. You can't play it there and then tell them you didn't show no lack of desire. If the man play foot, the chance they could get a foot break because these defenders brutal. If you look at how these defenders defending today, Nico, you put your foot somewhere wrong, you'll get clean up, you know.
Yeah.
I feel in my defender, I know a defender is telling you to give me the ball, but you play the ball over Swan. Are you supposed to run? Are you supposed to chuck my foot there? No man. So I think even the likes of we attacking Rashford and Marcel, them fellas and them suffer today in terms of some of the kind of service I was getting as well.
They had to suffer with the low block and how slow we are playing. They had to definitely suffer because as I said before, they are not magicians. The goal alone had a magical touch in it. Because it was a well-executed goal, you know, and for him to get between those two defenders and to place a ball along in the corner, that was a miracle by itself.
Richard, I wonder why they do run those in training. You never see a bad pass in City because Pep stresses how important passes are. Yeah, but I still feel we're lacking on that technical level, Nico, in terms of certain areas on the field. You know, we're really lacking in that technical area.
It's like Pogba, Bruno, Mata. And so we lacking in that technical area.
Yeah. Because even when Pogba is the next one too, Pogba come on and I was like, but better he did stay on the field, better bring on Fred.
I don't know why. No, but I think Oli do too much, boy. He tried too much. That's it. If you had make them cheat, but they make it half time. And let that work in. Right? When the team start to pick up momentum, then you look into bringing these men. You change the whole momentum of the game. Right? But at least make one and say, all right, let me just make one and see how the one work. But the moment they take off the two men who creating movement and who making the pass, so they take off the two of them, then we'll be expected to happen after that.
Yeah.
But before we go, I must make mention of that clearance from that defender of the line, though. That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. You know what? I goal. I don't say goal. When I see that ball outside, I say referee got goal.
Yeah. That is when you know the game is not for you. That is when you know. That is when you know.
For sure.
When I saw that goal line clearance, I told myself we lost.
Yeah.
We're not going to create a better chance.
Why? After that, I say I don't even want to score. Because that save alone deserves a team to win a game. Yeah.
Richard saying that the side we beat Leipzig with was supposed to play that side for about 3 games. But Richard, that is same team, bar Mata and Martial. Well, Martial was suspended. And well, Matic, sorry. Those were the only 2 players that didn't play. And that team played against Arsenal and was messed.
Against Leipzig? What's that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Actually, actually, he didn't make a point because Greenwood starts, Van de Beek starts, and Matic starts.
Yes, and it's Pogba started.
Pogba starts. But
Yeah,
Oli brought in for the Arsenal game. He brought in Bruno. He brought in Rashford for Martial, and he switched McTominay with Matic. So I guess that difference was but again I don't know.
I tell you, we supposed to go do the same thing. I tell you. Go to the same team. Go to the same team from front to back. Barring injury. If you say Fred maybe was fatigued, you can make out one change. But these are the changes we're making. It's not good for the chemistry of the team. It's not good for the chemistry of the team. Yes, we will say, because definitely he played a different team from the PSG game to the Leipzig game. Right? And we won both. But you can't be playing a different team every game and expect to build a chemistry and a momentum within the team. It definitely can't work. It cannot work. Most top teams, you could handpick the top 11. You could have and it's just, you might see a one change inside, or you might really see, as long as everybody fit two changes. Really. I know this time a different time due to COVID and all that, so you know we maybe could be a little more lenient in terms of that. But the top teams or the top games that you want to secure, play a top team, and I don't think he did that today. I think for me, that is where he lost it. I
mean, it's real unfortunate that to sit around and watch a team go through this process when you see other teams, progressing and benefiting. I mean, to say, oh gosh, we had to go through our next manager again, boy, to go through the same thing over again. Because I was watching one of the videos, and the person make an interesting point, because they're going to, most of these players and how the team play now is players who Oli would have wanted and preferred. Then they're going to bring in a next coach who may not fancy players. So it's a whole reset here to go through again. Then he going to bring in players that he fancy. And if it don't work for him, then a next manager will come in and say, well, now I don't fancy this player. So it's like, yeah, but
it's not marriage. It's not marriage, like, you know what I mean? I didn't hear the beast. Yeah, get it right. Next move.
But then you see, you're not giving the manager enough time to get who he wants, and then to the way how our owners is operate. After what Oli accomplished last season, we know it didn't need to take a rocket scientist to figure out we needed a right winger, we needed a defensive midfield and a centre back. And the man again, none of them, Nico. So then how you want the man to succeed with what the philosophy he have? Where he had to come on now, start to chop and change and try to work magic with what you have here.
Yeah, because again, I don't think Van der Beek was his decision.
No. Richard saying exactly my point. We can't be changing the team chemistry. The team chemistry is something we need to build on. Look how we gel last season when we had the lack of players and we had one starting 11. All right, good point.
Too much changes.
But Poch is a manager, 12 years and only a runners-up medal. Give all the time.
Yeah, but when your stock price at your business at a drop, when your share value at a fall, right? Then something had to give. Something had to give, and Manchester is a major commercial brand. So the moment that United started to go on this slide because of form, then something will have to give. And to regain that confidence back into the club, a manager might be the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I all for that. I think Oli has proved that he able to turn things around. We've seen it. He did it about 3 or 4 times last season. Where people were already calling for his neck, and he turned it around. I think the team just needs some kind of boost, and that kind of boost this come with a win. And the most we could do is hope that them fellas show up come Saturday. And there's no problem. One of the things that we're most consistent with is the fact that we're inconsistent. You don't know which Man United team win and show up. You telling me we were so good in terms of structure, in terms of game plan, in terms of execution against PSG and Leipzig. Then we just come and fall flat against Chelsea. Then we fall flat against Arsenal, and then this today, you know. And I mean, as I was telling, I think I tell you,
languishing 15th in the table. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's see when we come to position here.
Yeah, and it's like it's only the big games we know to get ready for, and like these usual normal mediocre games, you know, it's like we don't know, you know.
Now after that, I had to be down to the manager rooms, because it's too regular. Boy. It's too regular. We can be up for the big fights and for the small fight that we feel like easy food, man. We beat up like Zig there. They're coming out with a mentality that is just not good enough.
But kudos to Istanbul, just similarly to when we played against PSG. Istanbul came up with that plan, you know, and I mean,
so easy to execute. Jeez.
Yeah. But we made it easier for them.
Then again, too, as much as we rate up Tuanzebe, right? I think Dembaba had him in his pocket. Dembaba had him doing what he wanted him to do. I have never seen a centre back being outplayed so easily by a striker, by a centre forward. Tuanzebe today, he was schooled.
Yeah. But, you know, and as I mentioned, that the second goal that we conceded, right? The one that Bruno played to Mata under pressure and put Mata under pressure, and the winger break. And I watched when the guy crossing the ball for Ball look over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And he knew that player was coming wide. But my thing is, Nico, right? Because that player wasn't in the box waiting for the ball. That player make a run from deep. Right? Why it is Luke Shaw didn't follow and track that runner, Nico?
You see what Luke Shaw was? Luke Shaw was on the next side?
But this was no, I'm talking about on the same the fellow who scored the goal came from Luke Shaw's side.
I didn't know where Luke Shaw was. I see Luke Shaw on the next side of the field when the man scored the goals. I didn't know where he was.
Right, that's the point I'm making, because the fellow came from the left hand side to score. So what I'm saying is when the fellow break on Mata and he was running and he crossed the ball across to Dembaba look over his shoulder and then dummy the ball, knowing that Matic was coming Maguire was like a big fool. But my thing is, if you as a left back, you understand, jogging back, let me just say jogging back, and you watch over your shoulder and you see the attacker bowl past you would not pick up your pace and try to catch up with him. This man had time control the ball and bang it past Henderson. And I'm asking myself, where's Shaw?
Shaw, where you know? I see Cheddar was on the next side. Cheddar was on the next side of the goal.
Shaw had to realize, even though we wanted to be contributing to the attacking, your first responsibility is to defend. And if you see that man bolting past you, then pick up some pace and try to catch him now. Were you expecting Maguire to intercept that ball?
That goal to me is still a blur. I ain't know what's going. It's still a blur.
Yeah, watch it back. Shaw has some responsibility to take there. Avena, I agree. You can play a different team every game, and you can't play a different team every day and expect to build chemistry. That kind of happened to Pep last season. A lot of changes every game. Liverpool had their main 11 playing almost all the time. I used to afraid to pick man from Man City in my fantasy team because they don't know who Pep going to choose. True.
Exactly. Yeah, we're giving ourselves time to build that chemistry at home. Too much change.
Callum on the inside.
Callum, you're late. Real late too.
Callum said at this stage it's clear that especially in defense we have players that are substandard. Yeah, no doubt. Shaw looked overweight and is way too slow. Our entire defense is way too slow. From Luke Shaw, Maguire, Matic, everything about what we set up in a defensive structure today was slow. You know, and that does make it so easy for teams to pick us off. It does make it so easy for teams to predict us, because when you take in so long to pick a pass, it's so easy for them to close spaces, and they have Martial coming to show himself for the ball, and then they will choose to go wide. It's so easy to nullify us in attack, boy.
Too slow. Transition too slow.
Maguire not even intercal level because he makes way too much simple mistakes. Our team has so much mistakes in it. It's a funny boy. It's a funny at all.
You see Maguire try to play and he's a central defender, try to play a headed pass back to a player and he played to the opposing team. If you see how easy that header was to play back and he get that wrong too. I say, what did Jill and the team break on us? I say, but these players crazy. But they didn't take down the ball because they had nothing to take down the ball. They tried to head the ball for him and they get it all wrong. They had to scamper in the next side.
It had a chance in the second half where Shaw played a ball to Maguire. And Maguire was supposed to head it down straight ahead. And he headed it. How you could be commanding in the box?
Yeah, that is the play.
And you get the keeper the ball.
The keeper, you get the keeper. No, I had to.
Anyway, guys, Callum, I know you're late, boy. But we at the end of the review.
Yeah, real run today, Callum, but you really miss out the another disappointing result. Again, I going down dying that Oli went out there complacent. Callum, I don't know if you have a say on that. I think Oli, by picking the team that he did, I think even bringing in Henderson, as much as a quality goalkeeper he is, I think that showed to me, right, that he underestimated this team with not really putting out a full strength team and a full strength keeper. So I think the complacency started from the dressing room and started from when that team was picked, and I think we paid for it dearly today.
Callum saying, as I said in the earlier show, our transition from attack to defense, or I mean defense to attack is slow. Yeah. We made that comment earlier. Yeah. Richard, we take time to switch on, and when we do give it 5 minutes and it's off again. Yeah, and sometimes because of the decisions off the bench too. Hey, Ollie, big up to Callum Marshall, Fire Marshall, for this program that we have going on, Labra Agenda. It's making waves.
Yeah.
Real waves. Ollie, I think is Gael on now.
Well done, Callum.
Keep it up, man. Callum saying, no, he juggled the team, no problem with that, but the players are substandard. That's what I was saying. But I mean, I understand the point as well, eh? You know, so guys, we back at the drawing board. You know, I was so upset after the game that I didn't want to read none of the comments after the game because I know you know the normal generic. You know, we need to do better. You know, we'll work hard, and then all they laughing on the plane, going back taking pictures.
You understand? I saw a picture with Bruno, and everybody laughing and saying that Bruno face was serious, eh?
When?
It have it on the MUFC map app where they was taking out some pictures and Bruno wasn't one of the pictures and he wasn't smiling because that was after he lost against Arsenal. Right, and everybody they're happy and jolly that all right, we lost and we moving on. You know, but Bruno like he was still taking it on and you could have saw it in the picture.
But we need players to be talking like that. We need them fellas and them to feel it. I don't want to hear you come and tell me in an interview that you know this is not the standard and I fed up here this work hard talk. I fed up here that work hard talk. You know what I'm saying? That is annoying me anytime I hear them saying we just have to go back to the drawing board and work hard. What the hell is that? Anyway, if all you want to hear some real ranting, go back to the start of the video. You know, me and Nico was at it. You know, and all we can hope, you know, for Ollie's sake, because the more this continues is the further down the precipice Ollie will be going, and the eventual sacking will happen. We see Poch already, you know, showing his head. He come out and he say he is open to anything. He's ready to start back working. So we know that's you know that signal sent. But we see where Ollie could take the team. I mean, maybe he's very man to really take us to be the where Sir Alex Ferguson was. But I have faith that Ollie could do more than he doing now. You know, so let's hope come 8:30. And I don't know why Nico does want to be so early, but you got to spoil my weekend by.
Anyway. We had it Sunday last week.
But at least we had Saturday. We had Saturday. Right?
Enjoy it.
You know, because you know that the first game, if we lose that game against Everton, like we can sour, you know. Anyway,
I get so sensitized to the losses now that sometimes the loss on them even affecting me as much. Because you know what I mean? Oh gosh.
Simeon, why you now joining the I mean I know it's tough, I know it's tough, but we just look forward to your comments, boy.
I still appreciate your comment on it because I know people when I want to come on tonight after that reason.
Yeah, we know normally when we experience losses and these kind of performances, we just hardly get the kind of, you know. Yeah. But it's understandable. It's understandable because people just want to forget that now, you know.
It's true.
Anyway, guys, so that brings us to the end of you know the review. You know, if you missed it, you know, try to. That's why we come live 9:30 and 9 o'clock, you know. You know, we got half an hour, you know. But I'll let you know run back the review and catch it from the start, and you know, feel free to post your comments, you know, delayed. That's fine, man. You know. So have a good night, everyone. We will catch you on Saturday, hopefully. All right, Simeon, no problem, bro. No problems. Real pressure. We holding the team. Check back the Saturday review and tell me if you ain't seen pressure when you start the review start.
Boss pipe, yes.
Yeah. So come Saturday, we hope it will be a different scene, you know. And I agree with Callum here. No matter what, glory, Man United. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.